Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bets.net Challenger Series. Welcome back to the tournament. We're into our playoff stage of the day between Sprout and Fours. Our first game of the playoff stage should add. Been an interesting one to get here. Sprout managed to top off the group overall and managed to take down most of the players in the EU group and most of the teams in that EU group to have a decent shout at this one. They're facing off against Fours, who faced off fourth, as is the way that seeding should work here. So jumping straight into this one, we do have ourselves a best-of-3 series. As you should know if you've been following the matches themselves, Train, Inferno, and Mirage are our maps. Train is a map that both teams have not had the greatest of results on, but be a very interesting time regardless to see how they'll be able to do on this particular map. Having the knife round going live real quick to see who's going to have their choice of side. But in general, both teams tend to have a similar sort of win rate on this particular map, so just to have that sort of extra opportunity to potentially boost their stats a little bit further forward will be a nice time here for both squads. But we'll be jumping. Ooh, wow, that's very, very loud indeed. Okay. All right, let's try and adjust the clean feed really quickly so we hopefully have slightly better audio, but we're jumping back into a small delay right here, but Fours will start things off on CT, as stated prior to this, so we'll be jumping. Of course, in general, Sprout have had a better time overall on this particular map's sake. Faced off against some very reputable teams in the past, beating out like Avangar and Pride. I think that overall, for history's sake, it kind of does favour them a little bit. Obviously, they've been to the major, they've had a lot more experience than the likes of Fours. So, opportunities galore for these guys right here, as we will be seeing the pistol round come into favour in just a couple of seconds here. Whenever they're ready. Of course, let me know who you're supporting in the chat. Personally, my prediction kind of lies with the Sprout side, if that's not been made obvious to you already. We shall find out momentarily whether that will remain the same. Here we go. Both squads are ready to get started here in the Bets.net Challenger Series. The pistol round is ready to be going live. We've got ourselves a bit of Kevlar to be using. P250 is actually going to come out for one play here for the Sprout side. That's NATO Safix. A lot of utility also to be using. Crystal has himself a double flash smoke, a single flash smoke for Spiddy. Diffuse kit on Little with a smoke as well. So he's playing Ninja for this one. Fours. Going to go quickly into their defensive setup. You can see a lot of pressure coming in from the T side on towards the default. NATO Safix immediately down towards the pop dog position. Is actually dealt with by Jerry extremely quickly. And Fours have sexy power out here to try and lock this one down alongside FaceCrack. They take down Dennis and Innocent very quickly into this one. And now Spiddy is the last man remaining. We'll be able to pick off one frag at least. But a lot of work for him to do up against the rest of these guys. Just about catching a good angle on Little. Unable to get a lot of damage, unfortunately. So it will, well, it should mean the pistol round to the favour of Fours. We'll see what Spiddy can do right here. Kind of pushed in on all angles by the CT side. No one out towards Ivy or A1. So this should be a decent opportunity for him to push straight in to this side of the map. And try to work something with 89 points of HP. Of course, he was playing with the utility earlier, so he's got no armor. It's got to be headshots galore for the man. There is one more man peeking out here. Sviat. Eventually, Jerry will find the angle here. Back from Ivy, back on the backstab, ensuring that nothing will come through for Sprout. The pistol round will go to the favour of Fours. And that is the way that they kind of wanted this to go. No bomb plant from Sprout. They won't go too heavy into the force play here. They've got the Deagles, a Glock, a P250. Still pretty heavy on utility sets, though. We got 5 flashbangs in total, 2 smokes, and a Molotov. Innocent going to try to take first face against Face Crack and maybe able to crack his face off. Not going to quite land the headshot, just gets the damage down. But no frags, not yet for Sprout. They have got a pretty decent amount of map control. You can see here towards the Ivy position. Then it's going to creep through the smoke. And Sviat may not be expecting this. UMP picked up and everything, trying to turn his way on through. Does collect the head and does connect the kill. 3 versus 5. Sprout starting things off on the right, but flashbangs go over. Jerry's ready for anyone to drop in to drop down. Bursts come through. Little still looking for Dennis, but just can't quite see him in this particular case. 2 versus 5. Crystal and Dennis chime into 2 more frags, and it's all Little. The lone man left for the CT side, and Sprout will do onto Fours what Fours did onto Sprout and take themselves a quick 1-1 scoreline. Okay. We are being shown the map veto. Not 100% sure why, but as you can obviously see, the maps there. Pick of Sprout is Train. Kind of confusing, to be honest. I would have thought that Sprout would have loved to have their chance at one of their other maps, because Train isn't necessarily one of the maps that they've had the best amount of success on. They've definitely not had a great amount of opportunity available for them. Especially since Inferno was left in the pool and Mirage was also left in there as well, among that sort of ilk of their most successful maps. Of course, Cobblestone was first banned by Fours. I couldn't quite get that first one out, but regardless, Train, I think that overall the veto kind of does work out to the favour of Sprout. Okay, here we go. Very small pause. Okay, I have no idea what's going on. Right, I'm going to go ahead and switch out of the clean feed, and we're going to go into the game itself. I'm not 100% sure why this is all being shown to us, but I have been given a clean feed, which we are not going to be using. We'll be switching back over to the GoTV feed. So there we are, a little bit better. Some actual matchup going on here. Coming out from the 2-1 to the favour of Sprout at the moment. 3 AKs, Mac 10 UMP coming out for Crystal here in round 3. The P250s out for Fours in this small eco 8. Zeus coming in for Face Crack at the same time. Face Crack going to be the first man up together. Trying to take an early advantage, but overall it was looking at picks going to the favour of Sprout. The AKs doing their damage. At the very least, the SMGs did fall, so pretty easy stuff for the upgraded pistols there from the force stop. But the bomb will go down. It should be a 3-0 start here for Sprout. Sorry, 3-1, excuse me. So far, so simple coming in from these guys. Once again, the AKs just doing all their damage, picking apart what remains of the pistols. Not a lot of money available for Fours, but the 3 rounds of loss bonus will come into play for the CT side. So M4 should be out of plenty. Quick look at the economy sets, and looks like more than enough money for Fours also to buy in with the AWP. So here we go. NATO Staffix picking off Little as the last man remaining here. Fours will be unable to get a whole lot of significant damage done on that CT side. The double op's actually going to be coming out to play with, of course. Money to play with, of course. 3M4 is also out, lacking in a head armor department for several players. I'm quite surprised that the two AWPers decided to go with head armor above the utility sets. As of right now, it will just be shots on shots ringing through for the CT side. The double AWPs just trying to take the early engagements, but so far we'll find little. Across the map we shall go. Crystal first man in. Jerry will shut him down outside of T-Con. And Sviat's going to commit suicide. I'm not sure how that happened. I've completely missed that entirely. But Innocent will trade out Jerry to bring it 2-for-1 trade overall to the favour of Sprout. Innocent is low on HP, but they've got the crossfires locked. Craze Crack still close, and they're actually going to turn that M4 into Spitty, shut him down. Look for Dennis as well for the second, and get the triple kill on a low HP Dennis. It leaves NATO Safix alone. 3 AWPs in play. Out in the open, suppressed by 2 angles, but he's got control of the bomb. Not quite, actually. Little has a tiny gap to be using. He finds it in hole for the second round on the board for fours. Four still pretty dinked up on their money line. Will mean that they will grab the double AWPs, save it into the next round, and get themselves a couple SMGs to back up that one dropped M4 for Jerry. Out into the brown halls. Sviat already to take the first man, dropping in a pop dog. Innocent will trade him back. NATO Safix and Sviat first casualties of the round. Shots on shots also looking down as XSC Power picks off Dennis. Of course, fours yet to find their permanent 5th, so I've got a small stand available for them at the moment. Jerry picking off Spitty meanwhile, keeping things well and truly to the favour of fours for the moment, but they've still got 2 rifles to be dealing with. Innocent on the AWP, Crystal on the AK, and Crystal is dealt with extremely quickly. Backstab coming in from Face Crack, and it's going to be a team ace here for the four side. And Sprout at the moment going to be opting for an eco, all things considered. Of course, the slight upgrade in Innocent having the Kevlar and the Deagle. We're going to be playing in towards the entry of Ivy, but so far nothing will be found. I'm assuming that the smoke's going down that particular direction. Yes, Sviat just ready and waiting. Smoke covering them off for the moment. They are going to get aggressive towards it, but will they push out is the real question. It looks like a boost is coming through. That might be good for Innocent to get that opening frag if they're not expecting it on the CT side. Again, Deagle, one-tap headshot. Straight through the Kevlar, straight through everything else, of course. Straight in with a minute left to go on the clock. Crystal trying to find a little bit more out towards his B side, but nothing is going to get found. Again, no frags, just damage in, well, if you can consider it damage. Eventually the Molotov will burn Innocent to 90, but that's about it. And Sprout, in this eco default, will have to concede themselves to just going for a simple split push, and Sviat's going to deal with most of the aggression out towards Ivy. Spitty, Innocent, and Dennis all full. NATO Safix and Crystal, surely there's not much you can do here. Glocks out for either player. Well, both making their way in from T-Con. Maybe a bomb plant would be nice if they could find it, but again, I have my doubts. XSC Power is ready and waiting to cover them off right here. We'll take down NATO Safix, and Sviat comes in with the 4K. Easy as for the anti-eco of Force. As they do take the lead away from the T's. Get the double ups back in play once again. Been very effective so far, fours. The two uppers have been putting quite a lot of impact in. Can they deal with the AWP or NATO Safix? So far they've been doing a decent job at doing that. Once again, Sprout will go towards this Ivy default. Dennis, NATO Safix, and Spitty all up here. The bomb has made its way into Pop Dog with Crystal and Innocent. And fours now feeling the power, feeling the confidence, will now start to aggress this T side. Try to see if they can find an early cheeky frag here from T-Con, but Jerry's going to find nothing. Face Crack won't see anything either, but you will hear those shots coming in from the AK-47s. Realize there are players towards the Brown Horse. Molotov to flush them. Sprout trying to clear out the pop dog position, ensure no one is holding towards this door, but eventually Jerry's going to re-aggress and take down Innocent, ready for next man to drop through, and he shuts down Crystal all the same. Sprout in dire straits in this round, a 5-on-3 with a minute left to go, but they have snuck past this CT line. Look at the position of Dennis and Spiddy. They are getting dealt with by Little, though. I think he's got the information. Face Crack will be there to try and cover them off, but they're in a very awkward spot indeed. They will try and make their way into the A-bomb site, but spotted out by Sfiat. He shuts down the head of Dennis. And again, a round that fours just easily take over Sprout. No kills to be traded by the T side. Spinny is the next man up for the chopping block. Sfiat will shut him down. It's going to be all up to the All-Pro NATO Safix. And once again, Sprout just doing very little to this CT side. 1 versus 5 for NATO. With the AWP in his hands, a save towards Brown Halls may not seem like a bad strategy, but Jerry's starting to creep up. Ooh, this is not going to be looking good. Well, NATO's seen him at least, but he's going to wait. Wait till he's far enough away so he can get out of dodge. So just about staying alive with this AWP. So we go 5-3, and a quick pause to come out from the Sprout T side. A tech issue. Just in part. Not sure what the tech issue was. Of course, Innocent was delaying this start for a couple of moments before the match got started. So maybe it might be a tech issue for him. I'm not 100% sure. At the moment, we can't really tell because all of Sprout aren't buying in. They aren't really interacting with the game. So a small opportunity once again. Think about the current state of affairs. This round they're going to be supporting this AWP with only a little bit of upgraded equipment. A couple of Deagles, a Glock coming out from Spiddy. A decent amount of utility, actually, all things considered. 4 rounds of loss bonus to their favour. Having a little bit extra. We go straight into the default once again. Grenades go down. Speed's going to be suppressed for a couple of seconds. The Deagle from Dennis tries to land a first headshot on Face Crack, and his face will be cracked. XSC will get the trade back with the AWP at the very least. Molotov to keep that gun out of play for Sprout for a couple more seconds. They have taken out the other armoured player, the only one, the other one being NATO Safix on this AWP. Might be worth recovering that rifle that Face Crack dropped and dropping that orb out to somebody else, but Crystal will pick it up. It was an AK-47 that he dropped. Saved from the last rifle round, of course. For the first engagement, they go passive here, Sprout. Hoping for an over-aggressing CT, but Fools already have that first pick to their favour. That one trade to a 4 versus 4, and now they're just going to sit back. Handy-dandy and wait. They have got a passive hold of this B site, so if they use these smokes to cut off connector, then XSE Power will have very few opportunities to try and defend it. Instead, they're just going to go peeking in blind. They smoked off the wrong angle, and the AWP picks them apart as a result. Spiddy goes full in. NATO Safix desperately looking for one of these CTs to cross, but the smoke goes down, and he's denied any vision whatsoever. The bomb should get planted at least, and that's a plus for Sprout. There is this AWP to work with, and it could be a decent amount to do some damage and maybe even recover your own economy. Crystal gets Little. Sfiat trades out NATO Safix over to a 2 versus 3. Make it just 1 as Crystal goes down. And Innocent is traded out towards upper. A triple kill for the AWP of 4s. And a 6th round on the board for the CT side. Fours, as a result, have allowed to bolster their economy. Sprout have been unable to do the damage when they've been losing these rounds. So, double up stays in play. M4s get brought down. That 1 AK stays in for this next round. But look at the money line. 11, 12, 10K. Money for days on the 4 side. And Sprout are on max loss bonus. So, they do need to shape together a decent round right now. They are going to go for a lot of utility over the hedge and straight into the A bomb side. But Little's holding very, very close with this AWP. Will they be able to spot him out? The early utility has gone through. They have pulled a bit of a rotation towards blocking off the counter positions of the A bomb site. The chokehold has been locked down, but Little gets a trade back to a 4 versus 4, and Crystal will trade out that AWP to bring it back to man advantage of the T side. But Face Crack back on the scene, taking one, dropping the bomb for the second headshot. Spitty will be able to take him down, but the CTs have done this job perfectly. Low HP on Dennis and Spitty. Surely the crossfire locked from T-Con as well should be in the end of it right here. They peek into the AWP, they're dead. This M4 should be able to line up one spray and shut them down. And this map is going extremely well for Force to kick things off. Ooh, but Dennis catches a very good shot on SXE. Now Sviat is the last man left. They know where he is. Spitty spotted him earlier. They'll go rotate towards the B site as a result, but Sviat definitely prepared for this one. He's going straight out towards the hall, straight out to the apartments. He's going to cover off the B site retake as a result. He has a defuse kit. Ooh, does he think it's the A site? He's going to realize it relatively quickly. This is all idle time wasted, and Sprout was backed right off. They don't really know where he's coming from at the moment. They only know that it was back towards T-Con, but are they expecting a halls push? It looks like they might be. Someone's set up for it. It's Dennis with the AWP. Also trying to cover off one more angle. Sviat's got to get on site, and he's got the smoke right there. It's towards the other side of them. He's got to get down now. I don't even think he's got enough time. Nope. Dennis spots the cross. And that will be a Sprout round. 6-4 to the favour of the CT side at the moment. And again, this map has been going swimmingly for the CT side. Sprout still have to deal with that mounted economy here from Fours. Look at this aggression with the AWP once again. Little wants a piece of that T-Con action, but Sprout are going to pour out faster than he can deal with it. Fortunately, one more AWP back here towards A1, ready and waiting for Dennis to come through. We'll take the first pop shot, flashbang over. Sviat spots out 2, but only gets the 1. Crystal damaged up a little bit, and Jerry's got the other crossfire angle locked. And he looks into T-Con, and she spots 2, but connects his spray onto Crystal instead, dropping the bomb. And now Sprout have to hit the A side just to get the bomb back, let alone to win the round. Jerry takes Innocent, and he takes Spitty on top of the blue. Train will finally get traded back by the AWP Sprout, but Neto Safix is alone in a 1 versus 3. He's been a star in the past, but considering how well Sprout have been doing so far this matchup, I don't think he can win this one. Flashbang's over. He's completely blind. Forced back towards Olaf. Face Crack knows exactly where he is, and the CTs will lock out a close-range angle crossfire against him. It's not going to happen. Face Crack eventually gets his kill. 7 rounds will be on the board for Fours. And Sprouts will be reset here. This has not gone very well for them. Admittedly, this was, if there was one map that they could have won, right? If there was one map that that Fours could have taken away from Sprout, in my opinion, it probably would have been this one. Again, both teams have had shaky pasts on it, not always getting the best win rates. When you take a look at Inferno and Mirage, you know, those are 2 of the best maps in the pool for the likes of Sprout. Outside of Cobblestone, which was permabanned by Fours in this series. Incendiaries go down. It's going to be an eco round for Sprout, obviously. Just the Deagle and the P250 for Innocent and Dennis, respectively. That's the best Sprout have to work with at this point in time. A few Glocks, sure, but that's it. That is all she's got here. Sviat picks up Spitty. Little takes down Innocent. And they try and lock out a decent crossfire for this. It's very, very easy. All 5 players staying alive. And Sprout just walks straight into the clutches of Fours, who have definitely come into this map prepared and are executing their strategy with perfection. It is CT side, admittedly, so there is a little caveat at the very least. In general, Fours tend to have a better CT side, as 60% of their rounds have been won on the CT side. Vice versa can be said, the same said about Fours as well. Sprout, sorry, excuse me. So maybe this half switch could mean the turning point for this German squad, but for now they are just going to stumble their way through round number 13 with a bit of an awkward quasi-force buy. The York coming out on NATO Staffix, 2 AKs in play. UMP for Crystal and Innocent is on the Deagle. Innocent is in fact taking point towards this B site position. Crystal there behind him with the UMP, ready to get trades if necessary, but the Deagle needs to tap off some heads. Wants to do any work here. Molotov once again towards the outside of Pop Dog, ensuring that there are no CTs that can come through the door. They're not going to go for Pop Dog control just yet, Sprout higher, but they're going to start pushing in towards Ivy once again. That's Dennis. AK in his hands, but shots on the way out. Dennis legged. Little finish the job. Dropping the bomb as well. Ooh, XSC takes the nice wall banger onto NATO Staffix. Little with the crossfire locking it out, and they just know exactly where they're coming in from. Sprout shut down. As the force buy just does nothing again for this T side. We're going to have to eco in this one and try and decide on a full buy in the last round of the half. Eagles, Glock, CZ for Crystal. And not a whole lot else ready for this T side. Fours. Once again, the double ops in play. Once again, the 2 AKs saved. The M4 for Jerry. Sprout just getting decimated so far. Again, the eco should be easy enough for this spray through Pop Dog. Jerry with a 4. And the ace coming in for the man. Easy as it stands. 10-4 is the scoreline. Now, round number 15, the last chance saloon for Sprout to make up anything of this T. So otherwise, it will be an 11-4 half. 4 4s, and, you know, they've been dominant since the word go. It's cracked, first man in, sprays down one, and the second, Little's got the cross and all. It's absolute decimation from Sprout. Just, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's just been that easy. That round could have summarized the whole half here for Fours. But again, as I mentioned earlier, the CT side is favourable to both squads here in the game. So Sprout will switch over to CT on that second half. They may have an ace up their sleeve, but we'll find out whether that will be the case when the half is ready to get decided. So we got pistol round coming out, the CTs of Sprout. Double utility South for Fours, 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs, but they've got 2 P250s for 2 raid bosses, so all the 2s for the Ts. Sprout got once again the ninja set up for Crystal with the fuse and smoke. Everybody else has default pistols here on the CT side, but again, can they turn it into effect? Crystal trying to take first contact, and just try and play the defuse instead, mate, because you're going to lose out on that utility and the defuse kit as well. Tagged up to 13 HP. Might use the smoke to try and play it down towards Ivy. Innocent also baiting the peaks. Now they know exactly where 2 CTs are standing from. They can also mark a decent guess as to where the rest of them are holding from off the basis of this, with the crossfire being locked down. The fact that these bullets are landing, but they're not taking them out. Crystal will stay alive, but Innocent loses a ton of HP, and Only able to trade so little against Little himself. "50 seconds remain here. The team set themselves up for the utility sets. Here comes the smokes and face crack. Looking to go down alongside Sviat into Pop Dog. Messed up the stat boost a little bit, but now they go straight in towards this one. NatoStaffix missing every single shot. Finally takes one down, but just as quick, Dennis goes falling, and Crystal and Innocent follow. Once again, just decimated on the Sprout side. NatoStaffix will catch one good headshot, but there's a flank in coming, and Jerry's going to shut him down. They know where Spiddy is. Headshot to come through, and there it is. 2K for Facecrack and Jerry, 1 for Sviat, and 4s in the default. In the push. Shutting down Sprout at every step of the way. Quick pause to come through from 4s as well. A tactical in nature. That might be just to let it simmer. Just now, yeah. We just did that. You have been absolutely decimated by us in the CT side, and now in the T side. You're not doing much better, are you? Vice versa, however, they could be expecting Sprout to come out the gate swinging still. It is only a pistol, remember that. A force buy could still turn the tide. They could still deny that 14-4. Still, Sprout, I have my questions surrounding this particular squad. And why they decided to pick Train, to be honest. Still, though, again, the other two maps do favour them in this series, so if they do lose this one, they have 2 more opportunities, and they still have another force buy, remember that. CZ out for Dennis to pick off Jerry to kick things off. Sviat also peeking up. I'll be trying to look to get that rifle out of their hands. I think Jerry had an SMG or something to work with. Shots coming out. Innocent still looking for opportunities, but it's all going to get shut down so far. Mentioning NatoStaffix will catch a good scout kill on XSC, so it is starting to work up for Sprout. Force buy isn't quite as useless as you thought it was, and Dennis is going to get him picking one more frag together. Crystal finally does fall for the CT side of Sviat, and Facecrack try and turn something back, but it just doesn't happen. Eventually, Spiddy and NatoStaffix rotate to the scene. And they shut down the last 2 T-side players. So yes, the force buy did work out for Sprout. And that's how you want this whole thing to go. Spiddy ready and waiting for someone like Little to come up towards him. We'll put the Molotov down. And Sprout just holding down their default angles, trying to see if they can suppress them. Crystal here towards Pop Dog. Has been known to be a great Pop Dog player on Train, but I have seen many counters to his tactical style, so let's see if they can do it this time. Falls will just go out towards the B site instead, straight through upper, straight through the ramp. Sviat's going to kill himself, essentially. I think dropping down from upper is what caused that, with a little bit of damage coming in from a Sprout player, and he's going to be Little alone. 1 versus 3. Taking out Innocent. He's on for the ace. The diffuser is going to get tapped once, and the incendiary is going to come through. Did his own teammate do that? Okay, no, that was actually onto the bomb train itself rather than the default position. Little eventually sandwiched in by 2 different positions. It's Crystal to finish it off. There we are. The diffuse will come through. That will be a 6th on the board for Sprout, as they finally start to mount a decent match here, essentially, on this first map of the series. But falls at a bomb plant, and off the back of that eco, that's pretty much all they really needed to do. They've also done damage to Sprout, so in this rifle round, if they can shut them down, if they can take all 5 players out and win the round, then this would mean dire, absolutely dire situation here for Sprout. So let's see if they can try and prevent that with the AWP. The 4 AKs coming out for 4s, and 2 AKs, 3 AWPs, 3 and 4, sorry, excuse me, for this CT side, but already a leg shot coming in. A Crystal and Forza are going to come out with a lot of aggression. Look for this lone man. They spotted him there. Then it's also seen towards Connector, but he gets the kill on Jerry. A simple dink and spray down against him. The first frag will go to the favour of the German squad now. Just backed up across the whole map at the moment. 1 minute 20. FaZe will eventually gain upper control. Oh, but he's spotted by the gun barrel. And Innocent will take him down. Head off his shoulders. Sprout. 2-0 trade. 3 versus 5 to the favour of the CT side. A minute will be left to go on the clock here. So Sprout will hold this one off, but 2 frags go together. XSE, sorry, and Little pick off Dennis and NATO Stanfix. That's the AWP out of play as well for Sprout. They get close on the bomb site. They will get the bomb down, and Crystal can't do anything. He's actually low HP, and Sviat will take his head off his shoulders. Spiddy will look for a way back in, but he's going to get dealt with just as quickly. It's all Innocent. 1 versus 3 with a clutch or kick situation of 4K overall. He takes down 1, spots Little, taps his way on through. He knows that 1's close, but he also knows he's low. He's going to tap the bomb once. He hasn't got a defuse kit, so he's got to deal with him just as quickly. He taps it a second time. Innocent doesn't know he's getting peeked on from Blue Train, however. And Little will finish the job. Bring Fours to 13. A nice try on the clutch, but in Innocent's case, it's just not to be. Way too many angles for him to worry about. The 3v5 goes sour for Sprout. After a little bit of unconfident play, a little bit of passive positioning, shutting them down and bringing paid to those thoughts. 2 scouts now out once again for Sprout on the force pie. Little will take Innocent down as the first. Dennis will take out XSE, however. He goes falling, so really is 1-for-1 trade and potentially a roughly get picked up. Crystal reads face crack as well. Spots Little, I assume, out towards T-Con. He gets himself out towards Old Hell to ensure there will be no position gain above him. I should repeat this. A scout out, spots his angle, looking for his head. Gets a good tag on him, but not enough to get the kill. Dennis will creep up as a result. Tries to see if he can do anything with his MAC-10 that he's recovered. If the player dropped down, it's a 3 versus 4. Little's desperately looking for this next frag together. Spots out. Crystal shuts him down. Sviat takes Dennis out of the action, but Spiddy trades to a 2 versus 2. And Pop Dog control is regained by Sprout. They've now got an SMG to work with, and NATO Staffix got the scout. He's got to be clinical. His shooting's got to be immaculate right now, but unfortunately it's not. As Sviat takes him down, Spiddy bursts his way on towards the bomb planter, and now we're stuck in a 1 versus 1. Sviat, small gap to work with though, and exploits it to its finest. Or picked up a triple kill for him. 14-6 on the board for the Force side. And Sprout don't have money. Another pause for Fours. Oh, wow. They really want to rub it in now. They really would like to rub this one in. We are taking a tactical to allow you to realize exactly the position that you're in. A force buy to save yourself this map, or so help you God, to win Inferno and to win Mirage. I mean, actually, to be honest, saying that back, it doesn't actually sound like the worst situation for Sprout. Like, those 2 maps are extremely strong for them. And although this is their pick, (14-6) is the scoreline. Fours are only a couple away from winning out map number 1 in this series. Once again, the scouts out to play. Molotov's in to try and shut them down. Dennis will smoke that one out, try and get himself out of dodge in this close range angle. And the dual scouts from Crystal and NATO. Again, that aim needs to be immaculate, but they won't start things off right here. XSE shuts down NATO to kick things off. Scout for Dennis, trying to look for one. Ooh, lands a very nice head of XSC. So doing at least a decent amount on a 4 versus 4, 1-for-1 trade. Innocent picks up face crack, meanwhile getting aggressive, so Sprout try and take the initiative, but they do just get shut down. Scout for Crystal, tags 1. 31 HP on Jerry, not enough to get the kill. Again, it's no headshot. Fours now need to make the push into the B-bomb site. Spiddy's holding close, ready with the CZ. This could be glorious or disastrous for Sprout. Which one's it going to be, boys? 15 seconds remain. Flashbangs over. The T trying to make their way into the B-bomb site. Spiddy's there, ready and waiting. Scout shots come through from the likes of Dennis, and Jerry will peek out to shut him down. Spiddy's not been spotted. He takes down Sviat for him, but Jerry turns 180. Low HP, but it doesn't matter, and Crystal is left with a Scout in hand. But no, the time is too low. And that's all they needed. That's all Spiddy needed to do. Wait. Deny a bomb plant. And win the round out for it. Sprout stay alive just about against Forza's match point. You're for the AK staying in play. 2 CZs and a P250, and that's what Forza have to play with. Is forced by scenario, though. They go quickly in towards this default. They're going to try to take the aggression straight into Innocent's face. The AWP ringing out shots. Face crack, first man in. He takes the first frag for it as well. Got Famas to be working with Dennis. Will try and get the trade right back, and indeed he does. Spots that many more towards Olof, and the CTs are just ringing in the kills now. And this time it's forced to crumble to pieces. Jerry on 20 with this AK. Dennis will get up towards the blue train. Jerry actually doesn't even check the top of the blue train instead, so... That's one position you have to worry about later on. He's going to peek up spot. Spiddy reloading, but doesn't peek onto Dennis. Dennis still got his crossfire up with NATO Safix. So there's not really much breathing room for Jerry, and eventually he will get taken out. All little. Out the dumpster. Try and do what you can with this save door, but... Shots on shots coming out. Crystal trying to challenge him. He's going to be able to win it out as a result. AWP, AK recovered. NATO Safix looking for one more. Can't quite get it. Now, Sprout. Within 6 rounds of 4s. Going to make it within 5 of this next round. 4s are on the eco. P250s, a couple of Glocks, a Deagle for Jerry as well. Meanwhile, the full buy is Alpha Sprout. They've lost the Scout. They've traded it out for M4s. The AK, of course, safe from Dennis in the last one. Straight up anti-eco. Sprout can't afford to go money farming. If 4s overwhelm them with numbers, then there you go. That's not going to be the best of situations. Minute and 20 to go. Early in this round, 4s have just got themselves a default. Passive position is to try and catch off an overextending CT, particularly towards Ivy. You can see XSE just held in a corner, but Innocent doesn't want to bite it. You know, Pop Dog also held by Crystal, but he doesn't want to go up aggressive either. Just holding down the motor hole. Making sure anyone that crosses into death. 45 seconds left. He actually will go pushing up for it. He's going to give away a little bit of information. Doesn't find anything for it. Falls out. T-Con, Pop Dog. Crystal's still here holding this position, but they have to think about where they want to go, to be honest, otherwise. Shots out, Innocent takes out Face Crack, out towards Olof, 2 or 4, turns his attention towards XSC. Little's alone, a low. Jerry. Not much left for him in this round. It was a standard eco, and Sprout will be able to take their 9th round. Now within 5 of the Fours lead. And 3 rounds of loss bonus for Fours. If Sprout can take this next one, they'll put themselves within 3 of the Fours lead, and potentially a little bit more if they can continue those ecos going to their favour. AK's out, AWP in for one of Fours. The AK also dropped for Jerry. He'll pick that one up. And the AWP of the 4 M4s are also out for Sprout. They haven't gone with this double AWP setup in the match so far. They've got a double scout. As the first frag coming in towards Spinny, he gets shut down. B-Bombs control has gained relatively quickly here for Fours. One backstab incoming from Crystal, but he's spotted. And a quick scope from XXC takes him down. 5 on 3, and Fours look like they've done this out. NATO Saffic's already backing off. It looks like they're going to be saving. Oh, no. Not like this. Not like this here, Sprout. Fours going to make their way up to match point. Sprout given no other choice but to save in these circumstances, as they have been shut down. Challenge will come through from Jerry. He tries to pick off one more. At the very least, Innocent will take him down. But from here on out, it's not looking good now for the Sprout side. Three players alive for both squads as they rebuy back into this one. It needs to be a good round from Sprout, else this is going to be GG for map 1, and Fours will have the early advantage in this best of 3 series. AWP for XSE. He's going to go in, actually follow Sprout's lead as they go towards the Brown Halls. It's going to either be disastrous or fantastic for this squad again. All down to the default, all down to the first pick. Crystal's not going to aggress it. Meanwhile, Speed's going to look for whatever he can back behind White. They've all committed to this. It looks like they're just going to go straight up for a push. Speedy. Eventually backed up by Dennis, but gotta be wary of when this all comes to fruition. Here we go. Smokes go down. No backstab incoming just yet. Dennis is going to be completely flash blind, as is Spiddy. One man gets up close and personal. Face crack. Just creeping in and around, trying to look for Spiddy. Spots his head, takes him off his shoulders. NATO Staffers will go trading back to a 4 versus 3 suddenly. The backstab all looks like naught, and the bomb site will be taken over by the T side. And they're so ready for this as well. Jerry might get picked off, but surely this AWP shouldn't be able to have any problems up against Innocent. He'll peek. See the utility. Spots Jerry at least. Jerry will actually take the headshot off instead. So Innocent and Crystal. NATO Staffix and Crystal. 2 versus 4 retake to try and keep them in this map. Crystal goes down. It's all NATO Staffix alone. And there is no chance to hell for this one. 16-9 will go in favour of Fours for map number 1. It has not been the day of the German squad, for this first map at least. And again, it sort of brings up the same questions we were mentioning earlier. Just like, you know, why would they pick a map that they've been known to be not that fantastic on is really the question of the day for the likes of Sprout. But alas, they have 2 more to make it up. Again, Inferno and Mirage actually may be a little bit less of a, or more of a far gone score series than we may actually think here for Fours, as they only take map number 1. Map 2 and 3 are extremely strong for Sprout. So let's see how they do in the coming few maps. Of course, we'll go to a break, and we'll come back with our next map, Inferno, after this very short break. The Best on That Challenger series will continue after this.